Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. My name is Ace and I got another TF2 live commentary here for you. Playing here as a medic on CP Granary, as I will attempt to do a somewhat of a thought process video. I don't really play a lot of medics, so don't expect all of the plays all of the time. I'm just going to attempt to keep my team alive without being too much of a pocket, as I find myself a tasty demo man to heal up. And I'm just going to stick with him to build up my Uber, as we are forced to secure mid here, or we are able to secure mid. Do find myself some low team members, so I'm going to heal them up, allowing myself to build that Uber just a little bit quicker. I'm going to make sure that everybody has a little bit of overheal at least, so my team can make a bit of a stronger push if possible. Now, I am halfway down my Uber, so I have to be very careful that I don't drop it, as I'm also making sure that my scouts have a little bit of overheal, so they potentially can get behind enemy lines just with a little bit more safety, as I'm trying to stay behind the security of the wall. The environment can be your very best friend. Now, I'm also using the crossbow just because it's nice. It doesn't do anything special. It's just very nice, as I will try to split my heal between the scouts in case they were very low and almost burning to death. And I do have my Uber here, so I'm going to expect that we are going to be able to push, as I will find myself a soldier. And I'm trying to find myself an opening. However, I have to be very careful that I don't drop my Uber by getting insta-gipped. And everybody's asking for medics. I'm able to save the scout here as well. And I'm trying to stay behind enemy lines. Not behind enemy lines, I'm trying to stay behind the front line of my team, so that they have to push through my teammates first. And I'm trying to look for a soldier with a regular rocket launcher, due to the fact that he has more rockets to shoot and can potentially use my Uber just a little bit better, as I'm trying to split my Uber as well in case that scout may have died because of a meat shot of that engineer, as I do find myself out of position. So I'm gonna try and do some harassing with my crossbow. And the funny thing about the crossbow is you can also heal from a large distance, which can potentially be a lifesaver by shooting at, you know, your own teammates, which can be relatively fun. However, your medigun is always your to-go weapon, as we have secured second, of course. I do see myself in a position to prevent that spy from backstabbing. However, he was already killed before I could do anything special about it. Now the soldier with the equalizer not really allowing me to heal him immediately, but there was no damage incoming once again, so I could casually heal him afterwards, as we are trying to basically push him back and wait for my team to push forward as well, as I am forced just a little bit back because I am ignited. I am basically receiving damage from that afterburn, as I'm able to save another scout from afterburn, but the rocket immediately takes him down as he was too low, and even though I was healing him, it just wasn't enough. Now I am fairly low, so I have to be very careful right now and hopefully try and make a play or two, as I will try to not die here, but it seems that the soldier doesn't want to push forward, and this is the problem with being a medic on a pug team. You're just not gonna have that communication that sometimes is needed, and that may have been a spy, so I'm gonna basically heal the spy, ironically enough, because he was being focused by that heavy as the scout was hammering on him. So I pretty much saved my team, or at least my spy. Not really the safest choice, but I was there anyway. And if you are going to have your Uber activated, it's better to use it on somebody than on nobody, as it were. So I'm trying to make sure that nobody dies, as the demo is asking for heals. Gonna make sure that he has overheal as well. I'm gonna try and focus my healing on those heavy classes like the demos and the soldiers. I'm just a little bit worried that nobody is trying to go in for a flank from that high ground, as soldiers are perfect in doing so. And I'm just trying to keep everybody high health. The scouts are very eager to go in, even with low health, which is very risky play. And I'm kind of scared that we might get flanked here. So I'm just gonna push forward and try and make a play here. However, this soldier is just scared, even though I have the Uber, so I'm gonna walk with the scout here. I don't have much of a choice, as that soldier is just too scared. Gonna see if I can save this scout. Does look like I'm able to do so, as I will try to hide behind the soldier here as the crit pyro comes in. But luckily enough, the overheal does allow him to live through the initial burst, but then I get flanked by that soldier, which is just all kinds of unfortunate. And it does look like Red is able to push up right now, and I'm getting a little bit frustrated. I'm not sure if you can hear it in my voice, as of course the heavy classes on my team were so scared even though I was overhealing them, and I can't really blame them. I want to blame them. This is why I was starting my sentence by giving you guys that proposition of me starting to blame them. However, it's just a problem of voice communication. Like, I am really a advocate for voice communication. However, the voice communication in TF2 is a little bit silly, and during live commentaries you can't really casually commentate with live commentary on. So I suppose I should take the blame for that, as I will make sure to overheal that Pyro, as he of course is one of the frontline guys right now. But the demo here, and there's a spy, and the spy doesn't even feel the wrath of the ignite of that Pyro as he just stands behind the corner. That spy got very lucky, as I did able to kill him with the Uber Saw, but he might have been a DR spy, so I'm trying to stay around the door so I can directly duck for cover, as I do find myself in a position to potentially harass with the crossbow, but I decide to find some team members like the soldiers. Once again, they stick to the low ground, which is something I do not appreciate from those heavy classes. I do have an Uber once again, so I'm gonna expect to be able to push forward relatively strongly right now, as the entire blue team is here, but we get flanked once again. I'm trying desperately to keep everybody on high health, switching my overheal, switching my ability to heal to everybody that I can find that has taken damage. I want to heal everybody up to full, but sometimes you have to make those decisions of prioritizing your targets, even if you already are healing somebody who has taken a little bit of damage. Very smart play of that soldier here, trying to use the rockets around that corner, as I will try to dive with him. Looks like we are able to survive. He has enough overheal to survive the burning damage, as I will look for more targets that may require overheal, like this Spyro, the Scout, and this new soldier right here. The Scout also requires a little bit of overhealing. Gonna try and save the Spyro here with an Uber. Don't want to let my teammates die. Trying to switch my Uber to all these different peoples, because the splash damage of that soldier right there could have been very dangerous, as they are holding us off. So I am trying to figure out a bit of a game plan. Maybe try and, well, trick people into following me to that high ground, so we can use that high ground to our advantage. Because as you can see, there's nobody on that high ground, and I'm just desperately healing some damage that is going to keep coming in. They are at their spawn, we are not. They are going to have that sustainability upper hand without even having medics, potentially. However, I do find myself able to build up Uber charges relatively quickly because of this, so maybe it's just a wait game for that opportunity to push forward, as I will just basically stand on top of the stairs and potentially juke people with me. Or I'm just gonna say things like, or I'm gonna try and show myself on that high ground, potentially telling them to go up there, as it were. Perhaps they will follow me. However, I am falling down, or at least I fell down, which put me in a bit of a nasty position, trying to save the soldier right here, as he is taking a little bit of damage. There might have been a sentry up there. I'm not entirely sure if that was in fact a sentry. I'm not sure though, as I do find myself against a scout here. I'm going to see if I can support the scout, as he is trying desperately to fish, and he does get the fish kill, as I am able to heal him. I'm going to pride myself on that ability to support the fish kill, as we are fighting ourselves in a bit of a different, or a dangerous corner with that soldier, or not the soldier, the Pyro, close quarter. I do try to save my teammates. Unfortunately, that Pyro just has such a strong upper hand in close quarter combat that it's gonna be somewhat problematic, as I do find myself against a, well, a sniper, as he gets taken out. Unfortunately, can't build my Uber charge with that. Gonna try and score some cheesy heals as I move up to my scout. Does require some healing. Now we have another medic here with, by the looks of it, a stock minigun. Or medigun, not minigun, medigun, which potentially allows us to make a very strong push if we both have our Uber charge, or sustain our push if we have different Uber charges. So I'm gonna see what is going to get up, as I almost walk into a heavy head first, and I'm trying to look for strong classes to overheal, but it only looks like the medic is close by, as I do find myself a soldier here. Do take a lot of damage. I'm trying to desperately to activate an Uber charge, but I do notice that I don't have an Uber charge. So activating an Uber charge when you don't have an Uber charge is a bit of a problematic situation, as that scout apparently is AFK or whatever. I do hear a spy. Not sure if that was their spy or our spy. I'm going to assume that is their spy. Sniper here slowly burning to death, as he is being overhealed once again. So it does look like their medics are healing their engineers. They really have a lot of engineers. Trying to save that spy for a desperately attempt to sustain my team in this location. Doesn't look like it's going too well, as I will try and build up the classes that can push forward. Can't really do a lot because that pyro may move and he may burn me to death. So I had to sacrifice that scout. Did try and heal him with the crossbow. However, that's only a guess as... Whoa, the crit rocket! Almost taking me down as well. Which is kind of annoying. Now I'm forced back altogether as red does take that upper hand. Which I was so desperately trying to get as well with my team. But my team just tried to stay on that low ground. Unfortunately so. Do find myself against a soldier here trying to get a cross rocket or a corner arrow. Bit of a Luxman tactic perhaps. Unfortunately, the spy gets focused and I can't really save a spy against a soldier like that. Do try and let the scout do something, but even though I was healing the scout, he took the atomic punch, basically making me, well, the priority target. And as you can see, I died. And this is the problem that I have when I'm playing as a medic. I have to rely on my teammates, and if they are not up to the task, which apparently is the problem right now, I will find myself in a bit of a nasty situation. We also don't have any soldiers or anything, which is also problematic. Or soldiers, I mean, not soldiers, I mean, of course, heavies. They would have been lovely right now. As I desperately try to heal everybody. Everybody may have been ignited. Trying to extinguish people as best as I can. Trying to spread those heals. As the pyro was looking for a postal pummeler kill. There's a lot of splash damage going on. I'm trying to make sure that I can chain heal the medic right here. As I'm overhealed as well, so him being overhealed may help him out just a little bit. Pyro's being, well, getting out of the closet right here. Or out of the hallway, through the door to get those spies. As I'm desperately trying to keep him alive, but it's just not looking too well. Heavy with the medic on the other team. We have secured second once again. And this is going to be a back and forth. With 9 minutes and 50 seconds on the clock. It's going to take a while until we can make that play. As we have 3 medics now. But we are losing those classes that we require to have to make those pushes. There's little to no voice communication going on. It's partially my own fault. I'll take the blame for that. But that's because I am making that video. And that's just a little bit of a stupid mistake. As I will, of course, try to do all of the things as best as I can. As I do have another Uber charge ready. Gonna see if I can prevent that scout from doing anything special. As he's being forced back by the medic and demo combo here. Gonna make sure that that medic is overhealed as well. Just for the sake of overhealing everybody. Overhealing medics is also very important. Even though they regenerate health, they do not get them overheals unless you give them to them. I'm gonna see if I can actually heal my soldier here, get him his overheal, because I do have that Uber charge. Gonna attempt to push that forward now. Demo is on the high ground, gonna give him the Uber, maybe force him back as they don't really have an air blast. They only have one. Gonna try and preserve my Uber just a little bit as they are looking for a kill. He's probably gonna get it right now. He does get the flare crit as I was desperately trying to run away from him. Might have been able to juke that flare gun crit, but unfortunately his aim was superior to my juking and he was able to get me down. As once again that demo just flew away from me by sticky jumping. And I was there as well with an Uber and he just jumped away from me, leaving me all vulnerable and annoyed. As I'm desperately trying to not die here. The medic is healing me as I'm trying to heal the heavy. We finally have a heavy in play, which is going to give me an opportunity to just pocket. And pocketing is really bad. I can't say anything about that is good about it, unless you may find yourself in a position where your team is just not doing the things that they are supposed to do. Soldiers are sticking to that low ground. I'm still healing them. I'm not going to be that guy, if you know what I mean. But I'm desperately trying to make plays as a medic, and I'm just so reliant on my teammates as I'm just making sure that my meat tank here has all the health that he needs to basically stop them from pushing forward. As the pyro here on the background, will it turn around? Can't change the Uber, can't charge the Uber. While I'm charging the Uber, I can't activate it as the heavy dies. And this is unfortunately something that you will see in a lot of heavy players. They will get this tunnel vision after they have spinned up, which is so unfortunate. As I will try and, well, get to that high ground. I will definitely start typing now. High ground soldiers. I don't necessarily type in commentaries, but you can see during this gameplay, nobody really has tried to take that high ground after they were really going for it. At least not the important classes. I will desperately try to switch my Uber so that Pyro can't get his X combo on, because that would have killed me, potentially the soldier, and definitely the other medic. So my Uber had to be blown there to save our medic and that soldier. The soldiers are now on that high ground, so we might have a little bit of artillery going on. Gonna try and get a bit of a Luxman going. Unfortunately, it didn't work out in my favor. The sticky trap has been laid. Rockets are flying our way as I will desperately try to keep ourselves alive. But the demo comes around the corner out of the opening as he was still there. He is very low health, but the soldier got tunnel vision over the one overview that he had instead of watching from the one entrance towards the high ground, which is a bit of a stupid mistake, but it looks like they are deciding to go to that high ground just a little bit more now. So we might be able to obtain just a bit of an upper hand and try to do all of the things that we are supposed to do. So I'm going to try and look for my team here as I do take a little bit of damage, getting that health back instead of giving it to my teammates. As I am the medic, I can heal them up. I cannot heal myself. Looking for those soldiers. They are probably rocket jumping upstairs now, as those enemy soldiers are also on that high ground. I'm going to hope that they win that fight, but it does look like that dude, which is called dude, actually killed that soldier. Gonna see if he decided to go behind him, perhaps get a cheesy crossbow kill, but it does look like not to work in our favor, as I do get a heal off my crossbow on that sniper, not on the medic, on that sniper. We are apparently now using the defense of the champions with an army of engineers, which is making me feel relatively worried as we only have 5 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock. And this is also the problem that I have with playing as a medic. I cannot make the plays that are supposed to happen once you find yourself in a position like this. Do get a hit with the crossbow, but I can't really play as a battle medic with the crossbow. So I am a bit of a stalemate. I'm trying to make something exciting happen, but it's just not happening right now. So I'm desperately trying to find that soldier or soldiers, heavies, demos, anything. Perhaps even just a pyro that can make the play that is required. However, the sentry here may able to secure us a bit of a better defense here on second. However, as you can see, those soldiers on the enemy team are not really born just today. They know how to handle their sentries, as I'm being taken out here by the headshot from a sniper that I did not see. Very smart. I was too focused on healing, so that's my own tunnel vision, trying to preserve engineers that were too redundant or too careless to place in such open fields like that, and not trying to save their sentries, and I was trying to save them as well. As the demo takes a arrow up the butt, literally by the looks of it. As we are able to push up forward, he falls down. There's the spike. I fall down as well. I have to watch out for a stair step. We are finding him somewhere. He may be able to decloak anytime soon. Gonna listen for it. Perhaps he's below me. He might have been using cloak and dagger. No, I would have been seeing him move, so it's not cloak and dagger. It might have been just in Viswatch. As I do get the scout kill right here, because I'm still want to wait for that spy, as my Uber charge is slowly being built, even if I have to be offensive because of that. So the sentry is a little bit more central right now, which is a little bit more dangerous once it has to be repaired, but it does also allow us for a bit of a stronger defense once we have distractions going on. And it does look like we have that, as the soldier just jumped up. I believe we have a demo man here, so I'm going to move up with that demo man. Perhaps he's able to fight, as we are able to make that push, and I wasn't even needed for there. I'm a useless medic. I tried so hard, and I got so far, and this pun has been made too many times. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I am certainly going to catch you guys next time, and make sure to subscribe if you haven't. Take care, guys.